Hello.
Hi, Wendy. How are you? Sorry, did you say something?
How'd you do on your test?
I only missed one.
Oh, good for you.
Thanks. I was so nervous about that test.
I was too.
Like with your first test, you don't know how they ask questions. You don't know, and so it was fine, but
Nerve-wracking, I know. I missed,
yeah.
I think I missed 2.5, so I think it came up to like an 89.39 or something like that, but.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm able to see what I did miss. I don't know what I missed.
Oh, yeah. See, I just emailed the teacher and just I was like, oh, I'm curious about the question that I missed or whatever. Not like I need to talk about it or anything.
Right.
But he's just like, oh, it was the one where the percentile, so you had to find out. So you had to enter in the percentile at the top and then get that Z-score and then do the math where you have to, backwards. And I was like, okay, I'm fine if I miss that one.
Yeah. Hi, Cheryl.
Hi.
We're just talking about the test.
How'd you do?
Oh, Laren only missed one.
Awesome. Great.
I was so nervous for that thing.
Yeah.
I missed 2.5, so I ended up with an 89.39 or something like that.
Okay, yeah, it's so close. That's about what I did. The one that had the percentages and asked for the parameters and then the statistic, I had the right answer, but then I kept on looking at it and I second guessed myself, and so I put them both as statistics, I think. So, and that was wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just those things. And then the observational study, it's like I put that it was
what part of the study it was.
Yes, yeah. So it's just those little things that if I would have looked at it,
Well, yeah, it's
right.
It's just little things where we didn't go over it a ton.
Right.
And so if you didn't
pay attention to that or something, then yeah. Good job.
I was glad. I was like, I'll take it.
Yeah.
So, all right. How'd you feel about this lesson?
Well, it's all switching gears and it's a whole new language. So
I tried to do I had to do this yesterday right after I took the test. So I was just like,
I did the same thing. I was 6 hours of math, and I and I don't do good with double negatives. When it's you failed to reject the hypothesis, I'm like, hey, so what does that mean? What does it mean to say fail, reject? I was just like,
exactly.
I'm gonna probably have to go over it
my
again.
statistics teacher last time I took this, she was explaining, so for a verdict, you never find somebody innocent. They're either guilty or not guilty, and so you either reject the evidence or you don't reject the evidence. So trying to think of that.
Think about it.
I know it is a little confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for the most part, I got when we had to do they gave us the information and we had to enter it in and do the graph stuff. And I can make the hypothesis, the null and the alternative hypothesis. I can do those.
Yeah.
But when we get to the p-value, I get the p-value, but I'm not.
That's where I get a little
sure why we reject it or if we don't reject it.
Well, they have to give you this. They have to give you that symbol, that sigma, to tell you what to use, and so it has to be given to you. And then if it's either below that number, that's what you use to either reject it or don't.
So if it's
If
So
P is low,
on the
reject the null. That's the only way I can remember it.
Yeah.
so if the p-value is greater than the level of significance, which is the A,
Mhm.
we fail to reject it, and if it's lower, then you reject it.
Yes.
See, I guess in my mind, I just don't know which, like, is it always like that, or is it like sometimes does it switch? See, that's the hard part for me. It's like it's hard to understand in certain situations.
I think that's just like memorizing those little rules.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
when I start thinking double negatives, I get confused.
Yes, I do too. But other than that,
Did anybody have any questions on the homework? I mean, I worked through it. I don't feel like I know it 100%, but
yeah, I think the same thing. It's kind of still
Yeah.
because we know how to get the z-score. Like, there's parts of it that we can really do and get the p-value and stuff, but then the very end is where I kind of get a little iffy. But I think
I think we're gonna just have to rely on our notes really well.
yeah.
On this one.
So yeah, I guess we can take the quiz. Are you guys
Okay.
ready?
Should we start the quiz?
Yep.
Okay. Let's see.
Okay, so question number 3. Which hypothesis involves equality? That would be the null, right?
Sorry, hold on. I was opening my app.
Yeah. Mine's still opening.
What hypothesis evolves equality? Yeah, the null hypothesis.
Equal to the norm or status quo. So
Cheryl, did yours open yet?
Yeah, I'm on number 4 now. I'm trying to figure out
Okay.
the probability.
So
The p-value.
the question number 4. When I look back at my notes, it says, assuming that the null hypothesis is true. So it's the null hypothesis, correct? So it says the p-value is the probability that you will observe the sample test statistic you did, or one more extreme, assuming the null hypothesis is true.
that's
So-
what I.
Okay.
So number 5, it wants a two-tailed Isn't that the equal sign with the slash through it because it has to be on it's either end?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Has to be on.
See, by the time I get done doing the homework, I feel like, oh, I don't know what's going on. But then we open the quizzes and
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. So,
they're easy.
so for left-tailed, that means
It would be
this is where I
left.
kind of got a little confused.
It's the less than.
The left.
So the
Yeah, left
opening
would be
is
less.
towards the pen.
Correct.
Okay, so it's mine was the first one, but I don't know if you're this is the first one.
Yeah, the less than sign, right? Left-tailed would be
Yeah.
less than.
Correct.
And right-tailed is the mean would be greater than.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Failing to reject. That's where I get confused because it's a double negative. Okay.
So
So
the value is
greater than the level of significance, right?
I'm looking for my notes.
Mine, it's in, well, it's like a sample question.
That-
It was in part, and it says, it's like the Roman numeral 6, and it says p-value is greater than level of significance, so we fail to reject the null hypothesis. It would be the p-value is greater than alpha, or I think that's what the A stands for.
Yeah.
So then for question 9, p-value would be less than alpha.
Lower than. Yes.
So it's higher.
So they're thinking,
It's not a good claim. The average claim amount's greater than 1,500.
Yes. Average claim is equal to.
yeah.
Okay. So the distribution for this 12, it would be normal since the sample size is large.
I'm trying to. So this is a whole different one, right? This
Yeah.
It's different from, okay.
So this is when we're talking about the distribution of what it would look like. So yeah, it would be a, good. It would be a good assumption because they do have a large sample. It's 40 claims.
Okay. And again, that's the central limit.
Good assumptions. So it is a good assumption since the sample size is large, right? That was what we came up with. on that one.
Yeah.
Central.
Yeah, central long term.
Okay. So which of the following?
Hold on. Test.
What are they meaning by the test statistic? I thought that would be the.
It's the Z. So when we the last like unit that we were doing the Z score,
Oh, okay, the Z.
it's now called the test statistic.
The Z
It's a
score
Z
is
score.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's the Z, whatever.
I is learning a new language.
It is.
I know it is. Okay, so we're just setting up our problem here, right?
Yep.
So we do 144 subtract 150
Uh-huh.
The top
divided by
40.
40 divided by the square root of 36.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I got a negative 0.9 for that Z score.
Uh-oh. Should I lose you guys?
I'm still working on it. I
Still there?
tapped the calculator.
Uh-oh.
Okay, what did I got? Negative 0.9. 000.
Oh boy, I didn't get that.
Oh. What'd you get?
I got negative 0.822.
Okay.
Did I do this wrong?
Well, I'm not. Let me find my better calculator.
Well, for the bottom, it's 40 divided by 6 is
Yeah.
6.666667.
Right.
And then so you have 144 minus 50 is negative 6. So
Negative 6
negative
divided by.
Maybe I did it wrong.
Yeah.
I still get the negative 0.9.
So do I.
Maybe I did it wrong. Hold on.
Well, you probably did. You round your 666 number.
Okay, now I got it right. That's weird. I don't know what happened.
Okay.
I didn't round it, but I don't.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
Now we put it into the probability app. And what do we?
So what is first? Okay, so question number 15 is asking what is the Z score.
Right.
Yeah, so that's when we put in the negative 0.9.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then for the p-value, that's when we entered that into the probability applet.
Okay.
And we only shade the left side, correct? Because it's the negative.
We're trying to see if it's less than what's our.
Yeah, less than.
So then it's 0.184.
Yep.
You guys get that?
That's what I got. 0.184.
Because we want to shade the left side, correct?
Yeah.
I think what she's saying is that it is less than.
Yeah.
Let me go back. Because she's thinking it's less than the 150. So
Yeah. So you shade just the left part.
Okay. So if our p-value
right.
is
It's less than the.
no, it's greater than, isn't it?
Let me see. I got to go back. Scroll back
Because
up.
the level of significance was 0.05.
Okay, I was thinking it was 0.5. Yeah. Okay. 0.05.
So our p-value is less than, no, greater than.
Greater than.
Which
So we
then
fell
we would want to
to reject, right?
fail to reject, yes.
So when we fail, it's insufficient, or is that right?
hold on.
I think
We have,
it's-
if the p-value is greater than, we have insufficient evidence that, oh, this is confusing.
yeah.
So it's insufficient evidence. I just don't know
I don't know. Yeah.
which one is which. If it's, the mean is less than, or if it's the true population.
What are we talking about?
I think it's the first one, maybe, but
What she's talking about? Oh,
number 18, what is your conclusion for this problem? We have insufficient evidence. We know that.
Yeah, we just don't know
Isn't
which.
that true population mean is 150?
So I was looking at a sample problem from our homework,
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to.
and it was the bushels one. And the alternative hypothesis is where the mean is less than the bushels, which is exactly the problem that we're working with. Like it replicates, and the p-value is greater. So they failed to reject, which that's what we did. And then the sentence is, there is insufficient evidence to conclude that the mean yield of corn is less than 135 bushels per acre. So I think ours is, we have insufficient evidence that the true population mean is less than 150.
okay. Yeah, now it makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Say that.
Because obviously
Mm-hmm.
our null hypothesis is the one that we want to keep. Yeah, anyway.
Okay, so
Can we just get to the point, not all this around language?
Okay, there are two types of errors. Involves rejecting the null hypothesis when the null hypothesis is true. That's the type 1.
Okay. We want, what does it say?
That's
Involves
if you-
rejecting when the null hypothesis is true. It's type 1, yeah. Because if we look at that little table from our homework,
Yep, rejected type 1.
the null hypothesis is true, and then we reject it, so it's type 1 error.
Researcher. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So if he's decreasing.
This was one of the questions as well.
Yeah, they have to go in relation. So if he's decreasing it,
Then
but which type of error will increase?
Probability increases, right?
we
Of
want
which type? Type 1 or type 2? Which types are we talking about here?
Oh, no, I'm looking.
okay, so this is on part 2 in our homework. It says if we wanted to decrease the probability of making a type 2 error, we would need to increase. Would we need to increase or decrease the level of significance? We need to increase the level of significance. That's the answer. So if we increase the level of significance, then we would decrease the probability of making a type 2 error. But this one, he's decreasing. So we would increase the type 1 error, right?
Oh. Yikes.
Oh, wait.
So it says, at the bottom where the things to remember comes up on the online textbook. I copied and pasted that, so I would have that.
Oh, nice.
And it says the value of A, our level of significance, is the probability of committing a type 1 error. So if we decrease that level of significance,
So the type.
that would decrease the type 1 error. That's what it
Oh, can you read that again?
That's what it says. Here, I'll just read the whole little bullet. A type 1 error is committed when we reject a null hypothesis that is in reality true. A type 2 error is committed when we fail to reject a null hypothesis that is in reality not true. The value of committing a type 1 error. So A, which is our level of significance, is actually decreasing, correct? In this problem?
So then the type 1 would have to increase. I remember him saying if one goes down, the other has to go up. So if this one's going down, this one has to increase.
So
That's probability, but we need to know which type of error will increase.
okay.
Well, so right here it says if we want to Wait a second.
Okay,
I had it, then I lost it.
I think it's the probability that the null hypothesis is true will decrease. Because if A decreases, which if you look at this little graph where we had to enter in like if it was correct or type 1 error or whatever, in the column where it says the null hypothesis is true, type 1 in that. I don't know. It sounded better in my head. Never mind.
You know, you have to really think.
That is a weird
Okay, so what
question.
about in homework problems number 10?
Okay.
If we wanted to decrease the probability of making a type 1 error, would we need to increase or decrease the level of significance? And so we need to decrease. So
Well, yeah,
if we
that's
wanted
what
to,
I'm saying is that this in this instance, our type 1 error is decreasing. So then it would be the probability of type 2 error will increase, right? Because if you, Cheryl, when you said if one decreases, the other one increases.
yes.
So the probability of a type 2 error will increase.
Will increase.
That's what it said. That's what it sounds like to me. Because if we go back over here, the value of A is the probability of committing a type 1 error. But since it's
Right.
decreasing, then the other one has to increase. Correct?
Yeah, I think it's type 2.
Type 2 error.
Yeah, I think so too. Even though it said it like in such a start second guessing yourself. If A what?
How do we do that? Like, okay, that's confusing.
If A can be the probability.
So the
That is our
probability,
probability. Isn't it?
so that's 5%, right? 5%.
Yeah, isn't that our probability is 0.05? They just
I
give
think
the answer.
that's what he said in the video.
Yeah.
That's what he said. Probability is what they give you.
And if they asked about the type 2 error, then wouldn't it be different? But since the A is the probability of committing a type 1 error, isn't that the answer?
That's what I remember.
That's a trick question. I hate trick questions
Yeah.
because it's like you start wondering, well, am I wrong?
Nothing.
That's what I did on the test. And I spent too long thinking at it, and then I like changed my answer. Yeah.
Yeah, then you talk yourself out of them.
Exactly.
That's a long
All right.
quiz.
That was a one.
Okay.
Well, we got them all right.
Sweet.
I don't have them all saved yet. Save all responses.
See, I haven't done the homework yet. I got to go do the homework.
I think the homework, it actually
It helps a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, because it's just a bunch of problems where you have to go through the whole process of making the hypothesis and then figuring out the probability and things like that. So and the p-value, you actually like
Yeah.
through everything. So it makes a little bit more sense afterwards.
Just having the time.
Yeah.
Are you guys? How many
Yeah.
other classes are you guys taking?
I have 2 other classes.
Same here.
I think I have 5 total.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but I don't have kids, and it's just my husband and I, and so I just want to get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I know.
But
That's one part of me is like, I just want to hurry and get it done and take so many classes,
Yeah.
but then I know you really can't. Like,
It really
result-
is.
yeah,
It's so hard to juggle. Yeah.
yeah.
So
Like,
good for you, Laren, for getting this done now.
I know.
I am more impressed with moms that do it because I'm just like, I don't know how they survive because I don't know how
We've
I'm
been-
surviving. And you guys have
We've been
kids.
having a lot of frozen pizzas, actually, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. I know, my poor family. They're like, what's for dinner? I don't know. Get whatever you want.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you on Tuesday.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Awesome.
Okay.
Sounds
All right.
good.
Bye-bye.
Okay, thanks. Bye.